Chickity check, test. 1, 2, we're here.
Hello.
You challenged me this week.
I did?
You said it.
What was the challenge?
You said, I'm going to do this and I'll bet you won't. You better watch this movie.
Oh, yeah. I didn't watch it.
And then I did it.
Okay, and I did not.
You had me all worked up for like 4 days. I was like, I forgot to watch the movie. And then I procrastinated and had to watch the movie this morning.
See, I wasn't able to because I was busy writing my children's book.
And I'm so very unhappy. Don't tell him the children's book till it's out.
I'm not.
Don't give him those secrets. But listen, I watched the movie.
Okay.
And we can't talk about it right now.
All right, we won't.
But it might be one of the greatest movies of all time.
Get the fuck out, really?
Dude.
Better than Pig?
It's 1,000% on the level as Pig.
Oh.
I can't even tell you right now. I'm so mad because I have 90 notes. I watched the movie with the notes open. My notes don't make any sense because I only got like 3 hours of sleep from yesterday's job that we were at.
Yeah.
And I was beat. And so I was sitting up this morning and I woke up and I was like, man, I better crack a Corona and some lime and I better get started right now. So I put it in and the Mega Beast and Meeper Creeper were in here. And I'm not joking,
And what did they say?
So I'm not going to say any actual terms of the movie because we can't talk about it, but I will say like comment. So we started the movie and Meeper was like, I'm bored. Now she's always bored, so she don't count. She has no movie style.
All right.
You can call it the style of fighting without fighting. But if there was no fighting for real, not even just fake fighting.
Okay.
So she was like, I'm bored. And I was so tired and sick this morning from just not sleeping that I was like, yeah, I'm kind of bored too. And if they don't fix this in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be fucking upset. And then they fixed it. I literally can't say anything else. Because if I say one effing word, you're going to know my reference.
Yeah. I will watch it
and you're
this
gonna know.
week.
Yeah, dude, I'm going to have to watch it again. Because I literally was watching and like, it was the same, it wasn't like Pig, but it was the same thing where like, you kind of got into it and if you're not paying attention, it could get you lost. Oh. Anyways, what's the movie called? Symphony of the Devil? Or
I don't know.
Symphony for the Devil?
Okay.
Nick Cage, and it's got the gentleman in it who plays Captain Flag or whatever from the Suicide Squad movies. It's pretty sad when you watch a movie about superheroes and your favorite dude is the operator who just gets them spun up with their gear.
Right.
I'm like, listen, you guys, I like you guys, but you're very unrealistic. If this were like any kind of realistic movie, my man Flag over here will put 2 in your chest and you're done.
Right.
Because he's the only one that's been practicing while you've been over here boozing and crying about God knows what.
Okay.
No.
All right, fair enough.
You love those movies, didn't you? You're a big Harley Quinn fan, aren't you? Are you mad because I just said that?
No.
You got the Suicide Squad tramp stamp, don't you?
The original movie with Harley Quinn was entertaining.
Which one was that?
Was Birds
of Prey?
No, not Birds of Prey, not her solo movie.
No,
the movie with her in it.
Okay, yeah, like all the appearances she does with Batman and stuff.
Yeah,
the regular Harley Quinn stuff.
Yeah,
yeah,
that was good.
Right.
Birds of Prey, not a fan of.
Okay.
But I also didn't like Jared Leto as the Joker either. I thought it was super over the top.
So it was a sexy modern day Joker, but it just had
like that scene where he's laying on the ground and he's surrounded by the spiral of knives. I thought that was just, it didn't do it for me. Like it actually kind of turned me off.
It's okay.
It was like, it was trying to be so over the top psycho.
I mean,
that it didn't make sense.
So I don't have a problem with that because it falls back into comic book over the top. And the visuals of comics have always been something, right? Like we definitely don't produce too many visuals that have to do like the knife thing, right? Like no real person's going to lay out 4,000 knives, like you said.
Right.
It's unrealistic.
Right.
And then he had, the sexy slick back hair with the straight across the forehead tattoo and it was very modern hipster 2010 stuff. But my thing is I think it's weird how people hate it so much when I'm like, dude, the guy had no character. Like, he didn't do anything yet.
No, right.
You're mad because he was over there in a red dress getting your attention. Like, so many people were mad about that.
I wasn't even mad about. I wasn't even mad about Heath Ledger walking around in the nurse's outfit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Heath Ledger.
No, and that was a good Joker too. That was a good Joker. That was a very, I don't know, different, dark Joker for sure.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're
right.
right.
I just watched an interview with the guy who did the Batman with Ben Affleck, the director.
So how did he like that with Ben Affleck?
I didn't see it.
No, how did he like working with Ben Affleck? I'm saying
He thought Ben Affleck was a fantastic Batman.
Really?
Right. He goes, because everybody forgets that Batman was a giant guy in the comic books. Like,
Okay.
he was tall.
Okay.
He's like, Ben Affleck's like 6'6", 6'5", and then when you put him in the boots, he's like 6'7", 6'8".
Okay.
He's a big guy. He's an imposing guy. And when you put the suit on him, like we put muscles on him for real,
Right.
and then we put the suit with like muscle suit on top of him, he's super imposing with a giant chin because that was Batman, right? That was the Dark Knight. That's what he was supposed to look like.
Very interesting concept.
Yeah, I just can't. I think Ben Affleck's voice didn't ring with me.
I mean,
and it seemed forced and almost over the top.
we grew up with Ben Affleck being, in Clerks, being kind of a nerdy guy, always playing side characters. I mean, what has he really done where
Reindeer
he's the
Games.
top guy? Reindeer Games. That movie sucked so bad.
Right.
Am I wrong?
No,
like
it did.
I know that movie. That's the whole. Hold on, don't tell me. Crappy action, shooting, switcheroo, crime shit.
Right.
Wintertime, right?
Right.
That's what I remember about that
Right.
fucking
And
movie.
then he
it was
did the
bad.
one where he played what do they call him? The accountant.
That doesn't even sound good.
Where like he was a mob accountant or something like that, but he
What?
also shot guns and was an action movie. Yeah.
So Ben Affleck with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
I can't take Ben Affleck seriously because I know how much of a real friend he is with Kevin Smith. I can't take anything Kevin Smith does seriously because it's not supposed to be. It's supposed
Well,
to
he
be.
did that one movie that was serious
you
about the
fucking say
the
walrus, I'm gonna lose my mind.
No, the one
Oh.
about the end of the world was
Which
about
one?
the something army. About the
What?
Yeah. He did all right. Well,
Kevin Smith did.
yes.
Wait a minute. You're not talking about that cult movie, are you? I didn't
Yeah,
like that. I didn't
yeah.
like that movie either.
Yeah.
That
That's
movie
the one.
was weird as heck.
Right.
Yeah,
But that's
the-
a serious movie though.
Okay, and no, 110%. I guess you're okay. I see what you're saying. I guess I meant Ben Affleck seems to be mind melded to
Gotcha.
Clerks,
Gotcha.
and
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
always talking about Banky and comic book drawing.
But here's the interesting thing, right? What the guy who directed the movie with Ben Affleck was talking about, he was very much talking about the diehard Batman fans who say Batman has a code of ethics that he cannot break.
110% without. a doubt.
However, what he posed was in the series The Dark Knight, the comic book,
Okay,
Batman kills people.
when?
There's in particular, there's one scene where this mutant has a kid hostage with a gun to his head.
Okay,
It says, if you come any closer, I'm going to kill this kid.
okay.
Batman has a gun pointed at his head and says, I believe you, and shoots him.
Is this a real comic for
Yes.
Batman? And this is Bruce Wayne as Batman, not Thomas Wayne, because Thomas Wayne did an episodes of Batman where he had a gun.
No, it's called the Dark Knight series. And it came
All
out,
right, I'm gonna look
out in
into
the 90s, late 80s, early 90s.
I have a bunch of the Dark Knight series. I just don't know which one because there's, how it is.
Yeah.
One series has 10,000 stories.
Because you got to remember, there was the Killing Joke, right? With
Okay.
Joker. That was
Is that
the
the
Joker.
one-
That's the Joker specific one.
Okay.
And then you have the Dark Knight series, which came out. And this Tom McFarlane, I want to say,
Yeah.
was the artist for those.
Yeah.
And he
That
made
sounds about right.
Batman dark and like angry. And he broke those rules, right?
I've never heard of this, but I want to see it now.
The argument was Batman was put into a no-win situation.
Okay.
So he broke the rules and bore the weight on his own shoulders of breaking his own rules to get out of the no-win situation.
What makes Batman Batman is that he also doesn't ever break that code. So if he breaks that code, he wouldn't be Batman.
That's the
Which is
argument.
interesting.
But I like the fact that he did.
That he broke the code?
Because it makes him a real person.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting, that's a fine line, because that's what's supposed to make superheroes so amazing is they're not real.
All right.
But they can be real.
We totally got off the subject. So
I don't
we're
think
on
we
Batman,
did.
but
What subject are we on?
we were talking about the movie originally. That I have to
about
watch
Ben
this
Affleck?
week. Yeah, that I
But
have to.
the other one. Yeah. Well, you got me thinking about this whole Batman shooting people thing. I got to look all this up.
Yeah.
I've never seen that storyline.
Yep.
I've seen Thomas Wayne as Batman shoot people. I haven't seen the other storyline though, but I do want to see it.
Right.
Wasn't there a storyline of after the Joker kills Batman, or the Joker kills Robin, doesn't Batman kill the Joker in one of the storylines somewhere?
Yes.
That's out there too. I
Yeah.
do remember that.
And then there's the fight between Superman and Batman.
That one we know about. And
And
that's the
Batman-
one Affleck just did.
Batman kills Superman.
I didn't know about the killing part, but I mean, I know the fight happens and everything, and he basically almost kills him with kryptonite.
Right.
The kryptonite. Nobody beats Batman, bro. Just we already
It's
know
because he's a millionaire.
that, right?
What if Batman was just a guy that worked at Home Depot?
He'd still be the best. If Batman was the guy who worked at Home Depot, he would just be Denzel Washington from that movie where he works at Home Depot and smashes everybody's heads with hammers by counting his 3-second clock. I know that it'll take me 7 seconds to defeat all 7 of these mob Russians in this room.
Yeah. I totally
Perfect.
forgot about that.
Perfect.
I totally
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
about that.
What part of the government's building those guys? Yeah. Sure. Picks all the weapons out and uses it all in the room, just like Riddick.
Yeah.
I'll kill you with a teacup. Okay. Just calm down, F is for family. Just calm down.
Calm the fuck down.
Yeah, calm the F down with your teacup.
Get your fucking Cobra and hook a bank vault to it and drive it down the street, my man.
Batman's the only one without powers, man. That's why he's the best.
That's why he's the best.
Well, I mean, he is the greatest strategist of all time. That's why he's the best.
Well, you know what I liked about him in the last Batman movie?
Which one was the last one he did? I thought it was Ben Affleck's.
No,
was
it gets no. Batman, the new one that just came out like a year or two ago, where the Riddler was wearing like the BDSM mask.
Oh, the dark. Yeah. I didn't get to watch that yet.
Oh,
I watched some of it.
that
Yeah,
is
don't tell me about that. How was that guy? How do you like him as Batman? Yeah, dude, I totally forgot about my man Cedric Diggory. You know who Cedric is, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
So
You're a big Harry Potter fan, but let's keep going.
Here's what I thought of it.
Don't lie.
It made Batman dark. It made Batman human. It made Batman.
Do you think Batman was not dark? You keep saying that, but wasn't he already dark?
No, like this is even darker. You know what I'm saying? He made him more human. He made him more.
But his obsession is supposed to drive him to not be human. That's what makes him so great.
Watch the movie and then tell me what you think. I thought it was great. I thought it was a great Batman movie.
I don't think he's supposed to be human. Why do you want him to be human? That's what I want to know. Are you trying to bring him back from the darkness?
No,
You trying to save him, Joe Skelly?
no, not at all.
Okay. Then why do we need him to be not darker?
No, I'm just saying I thought it was a great portrayal.
Yeah.
I thought it was a great portrayal.
Yeah.
But what I was really getting at is in that movie, he goes back to being a detective.
Okay. I'm gonna
Batman
check it out.
originally
I'm gonna
was
check
like
it
a
out.
detective,
Yeah,
right?
he was a regular detective.
Comics.
The detective, yeah.
Right.
The true detective. Not true detective. I just said that.
Detective Comics.
Right.
And so he's doing that again in this movie,
Yeah, I got to check
which
that out.
I thought was a great throwback.
Because again, like Christian Bale's portrayal of Batman in Bane did not seem to get darker. The first one was kind of dark. He fought, Am I the Choice of Ra's al Ghul, which is an original thought for Batman. Then what was the second one? Oh, Joker.
Yeah.
Then he fought the Joker,
Right.
which Joker pushed him to the same limit he always does.
Mm-hmm.
Let me try to get Batman to fucking kill somebody, and he didn't. Then he had Bane, And Bane, he was kind of like, I'm so sad. You put me in a hole. Okay, I'll climb out now. And I was just like, dog, didn't we already do this? I mean, your dead daddy and mommy didn't come back. So I don't understand. Why did we need a relapse of ass whooping?
I don't know.
That's what didn't make any sense to me, right? So those movies didn't seem as dark. So that's why
I like Christian Bale as Batman.
Oh, 110%. He's
But I thought
one of
this
my
kid
favorites.
I thought this kid did a decent job.
Yeah, I want to see it.
Yeah, I thought he did a decent job.
Edward Cullen as Batman is just
I thought at first it was a super weird choice.
right. The kid is a great actor, though.
You're supposed to be a sparkly vampire,
He is.
right?
Did he get naked and sparkly?
No, but he was super pale.
Batman would be pale, I guess. Maybe. Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know about that either.
It was a decent movie.
Was
Anyway,
he shredded for the movie?
Not really.
Oof.
Kind of, but not
Not
like,
even a fighter's body? He better have at least the Christian Bale fighters from
He kind of had
from
like
one.
he kind of had like that, but he wasn't like I go to the gym and push around 500 pounds.
Yeah. He's not a beefy guy anyways.
No.
He's a scrawny little guy. Mm-hmm. And listen, with that, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
That's the whole podcast.
No, it's not.
Did you dig it?
Can you dig it?
Can
The
Tommy
Warriors?
Skelly's going to be mad that Nicolas Cage has put out yet another
Bangarang movie?
Grammy nominee.
Oscar.
No, it's Grammy. So fucking good, he jumped the boundaries.
Oh, he jumped the.
he just genre bounced.
Gotcha.
Oh, and I will say that as a joke, since I wasn't going to say anything about the movie, the soundtrack is to die for.
Okay.
So it could be Grammys. I didn't mean to make that joke, but
I'm
now we're at
excited
it.
to see it then.
Dude, could you imagine? No, actually, you can imagine. You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. I'm excited. Next week we're gonna have a big old spoiler episode about it, and that's all we're gonna do. Let's move on from there.
Do you know what Nightingale floors are?
Oh, Nightingale floors.
Yeah.
Floors.
Mm-hmm.
Nightingale floors. Nightingale floors.
I'm sure that's a slang term.
Have we talked about this? Does this go
No.
along with the witches and the windows?
No. I think this is
Nightingale
I think
All right, hit me with it.
I think it's a Western term. So in feudal Japan,
Okay.
they would make floors in shoguns' homes that when you walked on them, they rocked and creaked on purpose.
For alarms?
Yes.
Right.
So at night, if somebody came in to do an assassination,
You'd hear it.
you would hear them walking across the floors.
So the Nightingale floor is the English name for this?
I think it is.
Okay.
Because I don't think the Japanese called them Nightingale floors. I could be wrong.
Right. That's very interesting.
Yeah, but you want to talk about some sweet tech
Right.
with a for an old period. That's a pretty ingenious thing to come up with.
Well, they've always been into the whole like what is that stuff called where they make wood stuff and it just kind of slides in together and puzzles together?
Oh yeah, all
have
the different joinery that they did.
have that whole style of woodwork.
Right, but these
makes
floors,
sense.
each floor panel rocks and
So-
creaks when you walk down the
So
hallway.
is that are those the floors that you always see the ninjas practicing on in the movies?
Oh, maybe. I
Remember,
didn't even think about that.
There's only one. I say that ironically because they have jokes about it, but like there's only one where you actually see it, and it's that Ninja Assassin movie where the kid's practicing and that dude's whipping his feet. He takes a step and he's like creak, and the dude's like whack. He's like, all right, do it again, creak, whack, and you're just like, what?
I never put the
heck?
two together, but yeah.
I wonder if that's what that was supposed to.
I bet
be
that
a
was.
nod to.
Yeah, I bet that was.
Because you know the nerdy ninja guys that wrote that movie were dorks. But I love that movie, just so we're clear.
Okay.
How great.
I can see.
You watched that one, right?
A million years ago.
Yeah. Super corny.
Yeah.
But they did make ninjas real ninjas finally. I mean, those things were falling out of the shadows, bro. I was like, homie, how did you even get up there? There's nothing up there to hold on to. And you've just been hiding in there the whole time.
Right.
And then they're throwing shurikens and cutting people's hands off. I'm like, dog, what do you got? Like the
Razor edged.
Sasquatch. Yeah. Sasquatch strength, razor edged fucking ninja stars. Apparently you can just take whole hands off with them now. Okay. My oh my.
Look at all the homages to all the old weird movies we watched as kids
Right.
that are just now popping up.
You're just like, oh no, what's happening? Drop Dead Fred. No. Speaking of old things.
I have been in a Shogun's home.
Okay. And now we're going down this rabbit hole. What the hell did you just say?
Yeah.
In Japan? I
In
hope you're
Japan.
good. Dude, if you would have said like in Boston, we would have had to stop the podcast, and I'd just been like, "Go home, Joseph Galley, you're drunk."
I was in northern Japan.
Oh, okay.
And I had been to a place that was a shogun.
Was it big?
Maybe not like a huge shogun, like big top tier dog, but maybe one of his vassals, like,
Yeah.
one of his compounds. Yeah.
Was it nice?
It was nice, dude. It was sweet.
Was it a high up and kind of guarded type thing?
It was, I mean, there was a wall and there were several buildings within the wall. But it wasn't like a castle like you see in some of the Shogun movies, where they
Right.
get these big castles. Those were like the shogunettes, the high up ranking ones. This is probably a lower tier guy.
Huh. Speaking of which, on Shoguns, have you watched the new Shogun show?
I've started it.
You did.
Yes.
Did you like it?
I've got 3 episodes in, I think.
Did you read the book, I'm assuming, back in the day?
Oh, the original
Yeah,
Shogun book,
that
the
1400 page book,
1400 page. I read some of it, but I was too distracted to get through it
Oh. What was her
because
name?
I was really young when I tried to read it.
What was her name?
I think it was me trying to win foot races with my zips and being mad about the kid who beat me wearing fucking Star Wars shoes. Fuck that kid.
Bro, I read 1,300 pages of that book and then stopped.
Then that's the most you've ever read of any book.
Probably.
All right.
Are there any other books that are longer than that?
Listen, my
Not
man.
that I've seen.
You went and got my man's book on how to make a movie and read 10 pages.
He gave me the answer. He told
Stop
me.
reading it.
He told me. He said, "Don't read the rest of the book. You don't need it." I'm like, "All right, dog. I'll see you later." I happen to very much like those books.
You still haven't read
He's
the
a
book that I
genius.
gave you
I read
called
3
Danger
chapters
is My
of it.
Ally.
I read 3 chapters of it.
And how many chapters are there?
At least 19.
Give me my $300
last I
book
checked-
back.
No, I can't do that. I'm gonna finish it. You won't even know. I just had to put that challenge aside to get to the Nicolas Cage one this week.
Okay.
I did that for
okay.
the greater good.
All right, for the greater
For
good.
the
then.
greater good.
For the greater good.
Yeah. For Tommy Skelly too.
Okay.
Listen, how much money do you think we'd have to procure for Tommy Skelly to let us watch him get a Nick Cage tattoo? Huh?
You know what? This is something we'll have to propose.
Oh, we just did. I know he's listening. He knows you're listening. He heard us.
How much
How much money
will we have to pay him?
would we have to pay to buy a piece of that
Real estate.
sexy caramel real estate for the ladies and to put Nicolas Cage right on there?
Well, would his job, being that he's a refuse collector,
Yeah,
would they allow? I mean,
I think so. Do
I
they
don't
have
think- I don't
tattoo
think-
limitations on trash picker uppers?
I don't know. We'll have
that
to
a
ask
thing?
him. We'll have to ask him.
Is that a thing?
We still got to get him on this.
Speaking
We
of-
still got to get him on the show and have him tell the story about how they cook food on the engine while they're driving around.
Speaking of trash collectors, we also have not heard from Nigel in a while. Shout out to Nigel.
Yeah. Hey, Nigel.
Have you heard from him?
Yes.
When's the last time you talked to him?
He just sent me a message like a week or 2 ago.
Oh, brother. Was he out in the woods?
No. He just got back from doing some pretty cool stuff.
Oh, nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
How about this? Here's a weird fact. Do you know how much Mr. Rogers weighed?
133 pounds.
Close.
Yeah. How much was it?
143 pounds.
Damn it. It was real close.
Do you know why he obsessed about the weight of 143 pounds?
No.
All right, 143.
Okay.
Right?
143 means I love you in pager.
And he used to say it on his show all the time, right?
Did he really?
Yes.
I didn't know that part.
He used to say it on the show all the time, right?
Okay.
He thought him weighing 143 pounds was a direct message from God to share the message of love. I love you.
Why are you always freaking me out?
I'm dead serious.
Hold on a second. Let's unpack all this.
And,
First of all,
if he went over or under, he would freak out till he got right back to it.
okay, let's just put a star in this for a minute. I'm going to ask you a question. It's not
Okay.
meant to be insulting or anything, but I'm going to ask you this right now because I want to know where you heard that. Where did you hear the first time 143 I love you? Where'd you hear that from?
With him or in general?
In life. I don't want to care about him.
Pagers.
Okay, so I'm not crazy. I thought that was a pager thing. So, but it had to be before pagers, and I'm only saying that because obviously
It
I'm
did
that
predate
age.
pagers.
Okay, so what does it come from? Why 143?
It's like
I love you. 143. It doesn't
love.
make any sense.
LOVE's 4 letters.
Okay.
You 3 letters.
I love you. 143. They're counting. Holy snikes! I was today years old until I recognized that.
Until you figured it out.
I just knew the pager code because we had girlfriends, and because we were lazy. And pagers, everyone spoke in pager code.
Right.
Everybody knows that.
Right.
Humans always will find a way to communicate. We had
Well, it's almost like a cipher code, right?
Yep. You had ways to tell people where to meet you. You had ways to tell people who to call you at. Everybody had their own custom ciphers. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's a cipher.
And I never knew where 143 came from. I
Yes.
just remember kids telling me that. So if I think of something in my life or another kid told me at school playground, I assume it's wrong. I'm like, you can't be right. You probably messed this up. We got to go back somewhere.
Right.
But that 143 predates the pager, though.
Right.
Interesting.
And then I heard the whole thing with Mr. Rogers from somebody who did a lot of research on Mr. Rogers
I
because they
just
just
love
thought,
Mr. Rogers.
just because he's such an oddball, right? Not in a bad
He's a
way.
gangster.
Not in a bad way. Like he did a lot of positive things
He did a ton.
for communities and
He was
children.
he was anti-racist,
Like he was all of it, right?
which I love.
Yeah. He was like the first guy. Like, I think there was a scene in one of the shows where he had a like little kiddie pool full of water, and the mailman was a black guy, and he had the mailman
Yeah, that's where you let him rest his feet. That's
rest his feet, and then he also put his feet in the same pool.
right, and people weren't not down for that clown.
Right,
back then.
right. So the guy was a pioneer by all means.
You know which rumor I grew up hearing about him?
Oh, that he was a sniper in Vietnam, and he had death head tattoos all over
dude.
his arms, and that's why he wore a sweater all the time.
So at least 50% of the devil dogs that I've met through my life told me that it was true. At least 50, bro. I'd be like, bro.
Because listen,
is that
that's
Mr.
a story.
Rogers
That's a
true?
story we started, right?
Right, and
It's
so
a
they
sa-
still tell people
Listen,
that.
it's the same. It's the same shit. When you went to certain places, as I understand it,
Mm-hmm.
right? I give you an example. At some point in time at Guantanamo Bay, it was told by Fidel Castro to the people of Cuba that in order for you to get into the Marine Corps, you had to kill and eat an immediate member of your family. Right?
It's perfection.
And so when Cuban asylum seekers would climb the fence and jump into Guantanamo Bay, and they'd see the Marines coming to get them to, bring them to safety, they would take off running in panic because they thought they were all sociopathic cannibals.
Yeah. Well,
And you would have to chase them down and capture them before they ran through the minefields.
that's good lore.
Right? But there are other places too where people were told in order to get the blood stripe on the uniform,
Oh, I've heard that one.
they had to kill members of their family or other crazy shit like that.
I've heard at least 3 different stories for that one. Yep.
And that's lore that's
But
worldwide.
his thing was that you always heard that he wore long sleeves because he had the skulls of his victims tattooed on his arm.
Right.
So he had to pull his sleeves down all the time. And that's why you always saw him pulling his sleeves down and stuff.
And that's why he always wore long sleeve shirts.
Right.
And that's why he always wore sweaters.
yeah, but then someone said, they were like, well, the show aired during Vietnam, so it's not really possible that he could be in 2 spots
At the same time. Right.
Or maybe he was just that good.
Right. I don't know.
Speaking of other old, amazing men, let's take it left. Do you know where I'm going with this?
No idea at all.
Apparently, there's a 68-year-old rodeo cowboy by the name of Harold Miller. Shout out to Harold Miller because he's riding bulls at 60-something years old.
That's fucking insane.
My man.
That's insane.
Oh, he figured it out too, by the way. I watched his style just to see how he did it. My man straight lays back, lets that thing buck up, and he rides him like it's a freaking beach chair. And he's just like, chill. And then after he tips forward a little, gets thrown off, and he walks out.
But you get
you're
thrown
like,
at
dude.
68? That's a busted hit, my man.
Bro, busted. I met one pro rodeo guy once and got to shake his hand, and he told me he'd broken like every bone in his body twice.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
They're
like,
all
dude,
broken.
why?
They're all broken. And none of them have insurance.
Yeah, and like Knoxville, they can't pee.
Oh, Johnny Knoxville.
Johnny Knoxville, yeah.
Johnny Knoxville has to
Yeah,
self-catheterize because he tore his urethra.
Too many times.
Yeah.
Apparently, Johnny Knoxville loves bulls. That's why he does all those. He just loves bulls.
Ugh.
He's like, I think it's the coolest thing in the world to ride the bulls. I'm like, Okay, buddy.
It's insane.
Do what you want.
It's insane.
Would you slap the bull?
Oh,
You do a little
no.
butt slap? You do a little butt slap?
Oh,
thing?
you're not allowed to.
Would you do it?
You're not allowed to. You're
would-
immediately disqualified.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that. I meant literally if I take you to a bullpen and tell you to hop in and slap that dude's ass, will you do it?
Fuck no.
No, I was making another reference to that other movie, the dorky motorcycle movie, where they went in and slapped the bull's ass, and the guy goes, I'll do it now, and the cop goes, well, this will be interesting because we've never had anybody do it 2 times in a row, and how the bull's alert. And that dude runs in there and smacks his butt. So you're saying you're not into that?
No.
Come on, bro.
No way.
If I take you to the zoo, will you climb into
Dude,
the
I
pen
just
with the
had a
monkeys?
conversation 2 weeks ago with a guy. He was telling me, he's like, you know, I grew up on a farm, right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, we used to have to milk our cows twice a day. I said, okay, that makes sense, right? He goes, so one day the cows are out in the pasture, right? And I go out to get the cows to milk them. And he's like, the bull is out there. And the bull is not supposed to be in the pasture with the cows, right?
Oh.
He goes, but the bull seemed calm that day. He seemed safe. I'm like, oh, the bull seems safe when he's hanging out with all his lady friends?
Perfect.
He was like, but he was not safe.
Oh, my.
He said that bull bruised my ribs, bruised all the muscles in my back, bruised my kidneys, and all kinds of other stuff. And I looked at him and said, did you try to outrun the bull? He goes, yes. He goes, you can't.
Oh, my goodness.
That was this whole story. You can't outrun a bull. Yeah.
Not smart,
He goes,
bro.
I shouldn't have done it. I thought he was going to be safe, but he wasn't. He was very matter of fact and deadpan about it. And it really I didn't want to laugh in front of the guy. I felt really bad for doing it. Like,
Oh, my.
that was like, did you try to outrun him? He goes, yes.
I wouldn't even try to go out
And then
there,
he
bro.
just deadpan said, you can't.
No, I'm good on all that.
I have no interest in fucking around with a 2,800 pound. Dude, I was at the fucking King Valley Ranch in Texas, right?
Yeah.
Those bulls are 1,800 pounds by the time they're 6 months.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm not trying to do that.
No, sir.
I've run with the cows before, though. You ever done that?
Where are you running with? Bro, you don't go out into the...
Listen,
Nowhere out in the woods.
I was in this cow field.
Pastures?
I was in this cow field.
Where? California?
No, it was in Missouri.
Okay.
I was in this cow field with this guy, and we were crossing, and there's a big cow field full of cows. And he thought it'd be funny if we went over and messed with the cows.
Oh, no.
I thought it'd be funny too, until he started whacking them, and then they started running at us. And then I had to run. I obviously got stuck in lots of cow donkey. And they don't knock you over. There wasn't enough cows to kill me, but there was enough cows that cows went flying past me as I got stuck in cow donkey. And it was not cool. And I was terrified. And the man I was with, I think, almost got me killed.
Yeah. He's
He,
like,
he did that a lot.
Oh, here's the city slicker.
Yeah.
Let's get him
that's
fucked up.
that's the same guy that had me touch the electric fence. Oh. He was like, "Hey man, touch this." And I was like, "I don't think that's safe." And he touched it with his mitt. And I was like, "Oh, that's safe." And I grabbed it both hands.
Oh,
Rocked me like a hurricane.
knocked you flat on your ass,
Like
didn't
a
it?
twister with an S. Yeah, I
Pony
forgot
boy.
about that.
By
until
the
you
way,
said
the
that.
movie's coming out. It's 2 twisters this time.
Twister with an S.
Yeah.
Doubles.
Doubles.
Yeah. I've had to run from cows. I thought that was funny. I forgot about that. But cows poop everywhere in cow fields.
Yes,
they don't
they
tell
do.
you that. You're not outrunning. That's why when you said that, you're like, you tried to outrun it. I'm like, where, dog? There's nothing but cow shit in cow fields.
Right.
You're not running anywhere. I remember. It's very smelly.
So totally sidebar, but here's some strange facts that I learned this couple weeks
Uh-oh.
that it kind of had me fucked up. You know who Amelia Earhart is, right?
Oh, no. Yeah.
And how she disappeared over the Pacific.
Right. I saw some memes about this stuff.
So the one thing is she crashed in the ocean with her co-pilot and died.
She had a co-pilot?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought she was trying to
She had a
fly that
navigator.
alone.
She flew it, but she had a navigator. Right?
I never heard that before.
Yeah. So, number one, she crashed in the ocean, disappeared, never to be found.
Okay.
Right? Because she got lost there was some confusion about where she was, plotting on the map and all this other shit, right?
Right.
And she ran out of gas.
Right.
The other one is she crash landed on an island and died on the island.
Okay.
Right?
All theories. Yep.
Another one was she crashed and was recovered by the Japanese and taken as a prisoner of war.
Cool.
And that there are photographs of a woman in a Japanese POW camp that they claim
Looks like her.
is Amelia Earhart standing on this dock.
Okay.
The one I just heard recently is they found some bones on an island north of Howell Island in the South Pacific.
All right.
They DNA tested them, and allegedly they were her. All right. And the bones had been chewed up,
Okay.
had been gnawed on.
By humans?
There's nothing on this island. It's a deserted island.
Oh.
However, the only thing on this island is giant coconut crabs.
Oh.
So they say she made it to this island and then was killed and eaten by coconut crabs.
Get the F out of here.
Yeah,
Who
that's
dies
the new
to
one.
a crab?
That's thousands of them. Dude, look up a coconut crab. They're huge.
Okay.
They're huge.
I don't
They
give a crap.
They came out, and there's nowhere to go on the island. There's thousands of them.
Well, then. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Did she not have a knife or what?
Bro, she was in her clothes. That was it.
I'm just saying, don't they give her a pistol?
No.
Something? Oh, these crabs don't look good or healthy. Oh, they're pretty big. Listen, man, I don't care. Twig, rope, rock,
You ain't beating thousands of them.
I'm doing something. You think they all came out at once?
They come out at night. Apparently she thought she was safe on this island, trying to figure out how to get off, and at night they all came out and killed and ate her.
Listen, I didn't know what it was about or why they were showing the meme about it or whatever, but I saw one that was just a meme and a comment in the bottom that said lots of people have crashed planes. I don't understand why this one's so great.
Oh.
Which again, I was asking, I thought she was trying to fly that by herself, and that's what made it special.
She was trying to be the first person to circumvent the world.
I thought she was trying to be the first female to do that.
Yeah, well, she was as a pilot, but she had a navigator.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I've always been told she was alone. And that
Yeah.
was part of the whole thing about, you know, the trip was this big, amazing trip because she was going to do it by herself.
Yeah, as I understand it, she had a navigator, and the both of them disappeared. It was a guy that turned out to be like her lover.
Man, they just ran away.
I did see the photograph of her allegedly in a Japanese POW camp.
Did she look good?
It kind of looked like her.
And she kind of looked good, didn't she?
Well, no, she wasn't exactly a beauty.
That's what coconut crab looks like?
Dude, look how it's as big as a fucking trash can, my man.
I don't care. I'm not going out like that.
You're gonna go. So you're
I don't give a
gonna
fuck.
you're gonna go in the water.
I will light
at
all
night
of them on fire.
and swim over the reef
Something.
where the sharks are
We got to do something.
to get away from the fucking crabs.
We're not doing that. We're not getting eaten by no crab.
Well, again,
That's
this is the
food.
latest. This is the latest and greatest.
Imagine if a cow ran out and tried to eat you. How would you feel?
1,000 of them.
1,000 cows. I've only had to fight like 30, so I don't know about 1,000. And I didn't win, so I don't know about any of that. So I don't know. I'm just saying, man, I'd be awful angry
If that's how you went out.
if that's my game. Crab. And you said a snow crab.
No, coconut crab.
Coconut. It's like coconut crab.
Dude,
what the
that
fuck?
thing is as big as a trash can.
That sounds like something you should be. That sounds like something you should be.
It sounds like something out of a horror movie.
No, it doesn't. It sounds like something out of a Lilo and Stitch movie. Listen, how about camel spiders, right?
Ugh.
Like camel spiders,
Ugh.
that sounds scary because you got spiders, which is small, mixed with camels, which is big. Crab and coconuts are both small. They're
Right.
both tiny, and we
Listen,
eat both of them.
listen.
Guy's the size of a trash can dumpster. That's
Bro,
not good.
Bro, coconut crab is an absolute misnomer for that crab. It should be.
That's what I'm
It should be
saying.
hell crab.
That's what I'm saying. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. I don't trust it.
Hell crab makes more sense, dude.
How many people have circumvented the globe now? Did anybody do it with one of those propellers and the parachutes?
Oh no.
Come on, man. Those guys are crazy.
But you
Those
know who
guys
tried to
are
go across
crazy.
Antarctica doing that?
Who?
Your boy,
Nick Cage,
Bear Grylls.
Steven Seagal, Bear Grylls.
Bear Grylls,
The
and he
man
crashed
with the
and broke
plan.
his femur
Can we just
and had to be rescued.
talk
from Antarctica.
about this again? Isn't Bear Grylls the same one who crashed from a full halo and lived?
Yes.
Come
But
on, my man.
I remember when he crashed and they had to send a rescue mission to go get him.
Was he angry?
Dude, he was fucked up.
Were they angry?
Oh, dude, they're like, you asshole! You tried to go across all of Antarctica with a they're not paragliders. Were they? It's a goddamn parachute with an engine strapped to your back.
Is he not supposed to? I don't know. Listen, if you have enough money, here's my thing. I wouldn't be upset if you were like, "Hey, man, stand right here and then come get me if I'm messed up." You know what I mean? Like, stand right here and come get me if I get messed
They
up.
bill you for the rescue.
So he's rich. He pees in snakes and drinks them.
Listen, how much money do you think that you would have to pay to get rescued from Antarctica?
I don't know. I figured he had a team.
They had to
He's
fly
gonna
a
have
plane.
Channing Tatum
I think they flew the
Parachute
plane.
in with him.
I think either they flew the plane from South Africa or they flew it from Argentina. I can't remember which one.
Right.
They had to fly over there and pick him up and medevac him back.
Right. Okay, well, Bear Grylls drinks urine out of snakes, so it's really not that crazy. Again, a guy who apparently has been sold as a man who fell out of an airplane while parachuting and lived when the parachute did not open properly. I still stand by the guess that his safety chute opened at the last few feet to stop him from being
I'm willing to
schmitzeled.
believe he landed in a bog somewhere.
But dude, even that at terminal velocity,
You'd be messed up.
come on, bro.
Dude, there was a guy in World War I who fell out of a fighter plane with no parachute and landed in a haystack and lived.
No effing way.
Yes. Yes.
Fell out of a plane,
Yep.
hits a haystack.
Yeah.
What do you do after
What
that?
are the fucking odds?
What do you do after that?
Play the lotto.
There was no lotto, right? What'd you say? Was it World War II or what did we say? Vietnam? One?
World War I.
There's no lotto then. Look, I would have got up and married the first broad that walked by. And if she's fine, that's even better.
Right.
Hello, sir. What
I'm
are
not
you
saying
doing?
he-
I'm
I'm not
milking the
saying he did-
cows.
I'm not
Okay,
saying
I'll
he
help
did-
you.
I'm not saying he didn't end up in a hospital.
I'll just stay here.
I'm not saying he
That's
didn't end
true.
up in a
That's
hospital.
true. That's true. We didn't say he walked away.
He lived. That's insane. And you can Google that.
That's making my teeth hurt. I don't trust Google. We can't trust Google anymore. I'm pretty sure Google was run by Bill Gates. And listen, after knowing it's that fat dude in a
They
wheelchair
just had to
doing...
take down the AI, the Google AI again.
Jeepers creepers. Why?
Because people are asking the AI, show me
How to make napalm?
No. So the problem is
Build me a mercury switch.
everybody's like, AI is amazing. But what you have to remember is AI was programmed by somebody. Right. So whatever responses you're going to get from the AI are based on the personal belief system
How did nobody know
of the
this?
programmer. Well, they were like, hey, Google AI, show me pictures of the founding fathers.
And showing them the wrong people.
Yep. Or, hey, AI, show me. There's some
Listen, discrepancies.
there were some very
Once you...
strange undertones in what was going on.
couple of things before we get crazy. First of all, there's no AI here.
Not on this show.
Welcome to the show. We're just two regular Joes talking.
Morons.
I wasn't
They have
going
a
to say
show.
it.
Two
I
idiots that
wasn't
got a
say
show
it,
that
but I
people
still-
sometimes listen to.
Yeah, I still got to go back and edit what I said earlier, so there's that. Listen, this is my thing. Number one, obviously, fucking AI is going to be programmed by somebody. How did these people not know this? Number two, if they could clearly make a code that made a brand new one, they would call that life.
Right.
And then you'd be
But think about
screwed
how
because
many
now you're
times
doing
they've
something
made an
else.
AI and they've had to take it down, right?
Of course.
It was Facebook's AI that they had to take down within 24 hours because it created
Is that
its
the one
own
threatening
language.
people?
No, it was the one that created its own language and was talking to computers around the world in its own made-up language, and nobody knew what it was saying.
Oh, God. So
They had to take that one offline, and then they had to take off the other one. I think it wasn't Reddit, but it was the other one where it became a super racist in 24 hours, and then
No.
at the end it was like kill all humans, kill all
Right,
humans.
right. Because it'll circle back and realize that there's not one good human. They're just all human.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, I wanted to talk about this anyways. There's this computer out now. I'm not going to give you the name, mostly because I don't want you guys to buy it. And this is our show, so we don't have to give it to you.
You don't got to give nothing, nobody.
Nothing.
Nothing.
So anyways, I saw this thing yesterday. This is blowing my mind. You and I think this is where we exist in our show. Like right where we're about to talk about. We are block spectators, as I've grown fondly to name people like us.
So we're like the dudes on the side of the road during the marathon that I ran that were drinking beer at 6 o'clock in the morning, heckling everybody running by.
Yes.
Okay.
And we make stupid comments about whatever. I know, we're like, they have this thing. You remember the game? Oh, better. How about Knight Rider?
What about it?
He's talking to a watch.
Yeah, talk to Kit, right?
Hey, man.
Like an Apple Watch.
Right.
Right.
You ever walk around when you were a kid and pretend you had a little cool Kit watch?
Yes.
Don't lie.
I just said yes.
Me too. Last week, I couldn't find my Kit watch. Mega Beast can't find it either. I was pretty mad. But I was on Instagram and I was watching this video and this guy brings up this little box. Did you see it? The little red box?
Oh, you were telling me about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So
it's
he
going to be your new
about
personal assistant.
Right.
Your
he
AI
was
personal
talking about it and he's explaining it and he goes, look, this thing will do anything for you. And I'm thinking like, bro, that's a mini TV screen. It can't do anything for me. Right? He described it. He said, here's the screen. Here's the push a talk button. And then very adamantly said, you have an analog scroll wheel. And I was like, wow, that's just a wheel, guy. It's a little control, right?
Right.
But he was saying, he said, this is a piece of AI that will work for you and only help you. So if you now have this, don't you have a little Pip-Boy Mike Kit friend on your wrist now? How long until that AI, you just come home and you're like, oh, Clarence, I had a bad day. And then he's like, it's okay, Tony. Tell me what would make you feel better. And he says something like, I just wish all of my college class would disappear. You know?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Not good.
You're not talking about somebody who's morally sitting there with a dilemma of like, should I wear Nikes or Converse today? Or should I wear blue pants or black pants? Or, you know, does my girlfriend really love me because I'm getting flabby? Now you're going to have someone talking back to you.
Yeah.
Either, number one, programmed by somebody else. Number two, programmed by you.
Oh,
or
hey,
number three, that's just going to conceptually do what it wants.
Did everybody forget about Space Odyssey 2001?
I didn't watch that. Was it good?
Oh, you mean when they're out in outer space and they have AI running the spaceship?
Oh.
And they could talk to it and its name was Hal?
And then the AI decides that they got to die because they're being bad? That's every effing story.
Yeah. Do you know how terrifying that movie was? It was slow. It was a slow burn.
Right.
But
that movie,
it was like
Terminator.
Like, Hal, open the doors. No. What do you mean no?
You're not good enough.
Bro, it was...
Come on, bro. That's that movie. That's Terminator. That's Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Where else can we go from here? It's every movie in the world. If
Whopper on War Games, right?
Right. Good Burger. Listen, if there's a God, he's just waiting for us to somehow wipe ourselves. You think the dinosaurs were sitting around and they were like, hey guys, we invented this new thing. It's called the lava sauna. Let's all crawl into it and die. Because that's what I feel like's happening right now.
No, well, the dinosaurs were wiped from the earth by asteroids. That's totally different.
Come on. Listen. It was premeditated. Tom Cruise told us.
Oh, God,
that's what that whole movie was about.
Oh, here we go.
If you haven't seen Minority Report, it is literally about the false lies and rhetoric that the Cambridge University has put out constantly about our prehistoric friends.
Oh, my.
Nah, I'm just making shit up.
Yeah, 100%. I had no idea where you were going with that.
But listen, come on, man. Everyone's going to have a pocket friend. I just want my class to disappear. That's okay. Go buy some gasoline and orange juice.
Right. Let's say, what happens if your pocket friend goes and tells you should kill people?
Right. And I didn't want to say that, but we just said it.
I just said it.
Come on, dude.
Yeah.
And let's look at the other way. Even if it doesn't, it's got a safety net on it. What happens when it starts reporting you for thinking about killing people?
When it becomes a snitch?
Yeah. And you guys shouldn't
Or
be
it's
thinking...
reporting back.
Hold on a
This
second.
is this individual's saying unfavorable things
Right,
about
right,
the
right.
current government.
We went super dark. If you're listening to the podcast, please don't kill anybody. Especially us.
Especially us.
Especially us. But don't kill anyone. Don't hurt anyone. We love you all. We're just saying that influence is rough in today's world. And maybe, if you haven't figured out which side of the bed you're supposed to wake up on, you shouldn't have another voice telling you things.
That's, yeah.
And again, here's my ultimate question. This is my ultimate question. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Why the heck does that computer exist? I'm being dead serious. With what I just told you today, Joe Skelly, it has push-to-talk, an analog scroll wheel, and it's AI-driven. And it's got a screen that's no bigger than any other cell phone you've ever seen. What the F does it exist for? You give me an answer.
Well,
to play music? Don't tell me that.
No, because people are, I get to have a personal assistant that can do things for me and help share and spread load my work or my personal life.
And I'm not disrespecting those people, but let's face facts. Those are not the people we're talking about. We're not talking about efficient, healthy members of society.
Right.
We're talking about dudes that are about to get dragged.
Listen, we already got people rolling around on
Apple Vision Pro.
I just saw a video of a guy on a Segway with a cup of soda in one hand and a bag of fast food in the other hand on a Segway wearing the Apple Vision.
Oh, man.
Just rolling around.
Listen, I want to put
How
this out
long
here.
before people wearing Apple Vision are getting robbed at gunpoint on the street?
Oh, for the Apple Vision.
That's what I'm saying.
The only reason those guys aren't getting robbed at gunpoint is because most of the guys robbing at gunpoint aren't smart enough to run the Apple Vision. No disrespect to my cronies out there.
They
I
might
love
not
you
even
all.
be trying to run the Apple Vision. They're just
They
going
just
to
want to
pawn it.
resell it, right? So here's the thing. It's March 10th, okay? Tyler, I don't know, have not witnessed anybody yet in person wearing Apple Vision Pro. Have you, sir?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'm excited for this.
I am not.
I am.
I'm going to call him a nerd.
I am. It's March 10th. So here's what's crazy. I went to the barber the other day, and I was in there.
Was he wearing it?
No. No, that's what I was going to say, though. I actually asked everyone in the place. I said, hey, who here is getting Apple Vision Pro? And only one person even knew what it was, and it was the youngest barber that was there. And he only had seen it, and he had seen it, touched it. He said it was amazing. He said it was phenomenal. He said, but the only reason he got to test it is because he went in for a new battery at the Apple store, and the guy mistook him for buying Apple Vision, tried to shove it down his throat. And he said that's the only reason he got to test it. But he said it was everything you could imagine.
It's not.
It's scary.
Because I don't want to live in that world. So it's not everything I can imagine.
What do you think that your avatar would look like, Joe Skelly? Would he look like Ricky Martin like you do in real life? Like, would women just be like, hey, Joe Skelly?
Yeah, well, that doesn't happen normally, so that wouldn't happen in the Avatar world either.
Right. That's what I said. That's what I said.
And nobody's
Ricky
talking
Martin?
about, no, hold on. Nobody's
So it'd be like
talking
a
about the
Ricky Martin?
negative health benefits.
It'd be like a Ricky Martin mixed with Antonio Banderas would be Joe Skelly's avatar. What do you think? Tommy Skelly too, just like a duplicate copy, but plus up it. Butters
Right.
is over there like losing her mind. She's like, no. Switch out Antonio Banderas with Steven Seagal.
I don't think she would be a fan of that.
You're going to pay for that.
Yeah, I am going to pay for that.
He wrote that on a piece of paper, told me to say it.
Yeah.
All right, so listen, how long,
Again, nobody's
man?
talking
How
about the
long?
negative health benefits of Apple Vision Pro.
What's the
and,
negative?
And the radiation that your eyes are exposed to all the time.
Is it radiation?
Oh, yeah. Electromagnetic radiation.
Are we back to the don't sit so close to the screen thing?
Look, it's
How-
electromagnetic radiation, bro.
What if it was a HUD for our glasses for safety work and shooting and things like that? I mean, would it be different if we had like a little tiny glass HUD
it's
on
the
the
same
screen?
thing.
Isn't it just like on a screen? So is it really fucking you up if it's on the screen, or is it because it's that close?
It's that close, and it's radiation.
I'm scared.
Think about all the firefighters that
I
are
don't-
getting brain tumors from wearing headsets underneath their helmets.
That's not really happening, is it?
Oh, yes, it is.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Dog, we're supposed to be a
I
happy
know entire fire departments
All
that
right.
won't wear them.
All right, I'm switching. We got to go left field. You're going to make me upset for the night. Bob Joyce. Listen, Bob Joyce spotted at Elvis Presley's daughter's funeral. Identical facial features. Once accidentally referred to himself as Elvis, but brushed it off as stuttering. Both
Is this the guy that was in the mental asylum?
I don't know. Both extremely religious. Both have the same tooth gap that Elvis had before he had it fixed. Thought to be seen with one of Elvis's first girlfriends ever, right? Denies it by saying, I'm Bob Joyce and I always will be, instead of saying I'm not Elvis, which is creepy as hell. And not a single photo of him exists prior to Elvis. Now, I just heard about this guy. I don't know if it's true. We brought it up.
So the guy that I'm
Tell me
talking
about
about is there was a guy that was in a mental hospital, right? Sounds like Elvis, sings like Elvis, same facial, same tooth gap, all that other stuff, right?
Okay.
And the name, it may have been Bob Joyce, right? So Elvis had a brother that died. I think his name was Jesse, maybe.
Okay.
And this guy's name was Jesse. And all this other stuff. So he kept saying, well, I'm Elvis, I'm Elvis. And they're like, no, you're fucking crazy, right? But they DNA tested him, and he had Elvis's DNA.
Really?
However, he went by the name Jesse, or whatever Elvis's brother's name was. And what they're saying is, Elvis faked his own death
Okay.
and stood up in his dead brother's image, or lived as his dead brother.
Really?
Yeah.
Then why come back to say you're Elvis then?
Well, no, they even said he sang like Elvis, everything.
But he didn't want to be Elvis. Why'd he go to the mental?
I don't know why he
asylum?
was there. I don't know how he ended up there.
Okay.
But he was only there. It was a short stay. It wasn't like a long-term thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Here's another one. Bob Joyce admits that he's Elvis. Get out of here. Can any of this be real?
DNA test him. It's really easy. They had everybody else's DNA, right?
Why? What I want to know is, oh no, that's going to open an actual TikTok.
But what they
Why
said
is
is
this a thing
the
right
guy
now?
they tested matched not just Elvis's DNA, but Elvis's mother's and father's side of the family.
Well, it makes him a true blood at least.
Right.
Right?
Right. Whoever this guy was matched the family's DNA on both sides
Jiminy
of the family.
Crickets. Listen, we need to get into this week, look it up, and come back with this.
I'm down.
I want to know more about this. I like Elvis.
Oh yeah.
I think some of the stuff you hear about him is very weird and.
Did you ever hear about the
goofy,
time
but-
he went to the White House and wanted to become a special agent?
No.
Oh yeah. He goes to the White House and meets with Nixon, tells Nixon he wants to be he wants a special agent badge
Oh.
so that he can make arrests and that he would help the U.S. government track down and arrest drug dealers.
Did he get it?
Yes. And he gifted Nixon a 45.
All right, I'm going to get us some special badges now. I don't know if it's going to be from the president.
It's
but
a
we'll
great
see.
story. It's a great freaking story.
We need to find this out.
Oh yeah.
Listen, let's throw some shout outs and let's get out of here because we got work to do.
Okay.
So who are we shouting out?
Mando Scarizian.
Mando.
Mando Scarizian.
Scarizian, shout out to you. Apparently you're the shout out of today.
Yeah. You're the newest guy who's contributing on a fairly regular basis. So we're going to show you some love.
Oh my. Also, thanks to the guys who write us. We enjoyed your funny little Texas law. We can't talk about it, but we like it. That would be funny if that was a thing, because that's some Minority Report self-indulgence right there. Not to be confused with mindless self-indulgence. But we love you all. Thanks for coming to the show. Me and Joe Skelly talk a lot of shit. We make a lot of jokes, but we are slow to progress because we are new to this and learning. But we can assure you that we have taken extra steps like the Doublemint gum to make sure that you get all the doubleness goodness this year.
Oh.
And we want you to be
We
happy
did?
with that. We did.
Okay, well
So-
then you're gonna have to
so
tell
many
me what we
steps.
did,
So
what
many
the
steps.
steps
Don't-
are.
Don't tell them.
You gotta
we
tell
can-
me.
I can't tell you here. It's private.
All right.
It's privacy.
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 Maybe if they join Patreon.
Right. sign up for our Patreon.
Keep the lights on.
Look for our Instagrams. We run 2 of them. Find our Facebook page, Bays Boys Podcast, where we post horrible things.
Yeah, on our Twitter page. I got to get back on that
Twitter
horse.
page.
I kind of fell off.
We have 2 of those too. Only one exists though. The other one's just for stalking the other one. So.
And maybe soon to be...
Stalking more?
No. Some new media.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. We have tons. That's what I'm talking about. We've taken steps. Today was just a rancid day from work yesterday. Anything else, Joe Skelly?
That's it, brother.
That's it. Write us if you want us to light you on fire in a house for putting dough. Write us if you've seen our Amber Geese captain.
Or if you've seen Bigfoot.
Or maybe if you see the hot chocolate bandit who seems to be distracting him from our treasure.
Ah, yeah.
Maybe you see them too. Somebody. Let us know.
Write us if you watch those Tony Vader videos on Bigfoot.
Yeah, from the last episode. Check the Tony Vader videos out. I mean, again, we're not denying that the facial was totally human and stuff, but I mean, the costume, if it is a costume, is done up amazingly.
Yep.
So we want to know more about that. And I think that's it, Joe Skelly.
That's it.
Is that it?
That's it, my man.
Have a wonderful, wonderful week, you guys. Thanks
30,
for listening to the
97
show.
seconds. Bays Boys Podcast.
Later.